are live, and today we are taking a look at your portfolios, the awesome case studies that you shared. We're going to look at Vikrant's portfolio first. So he is a UX UI designer, IIT ISM. So mostly we see illustrations, however. So we're going to look at the first case study because since he wants to become UX UI designer, so guessing that is the main goal here. I'm guessing a flight booking application. Yes, that is what it is. Okay. Vikrant, quick feedback. This is the only place where I can see, what's happening with the screen, where I can see some details. Everything else looks neat, but it looks like it's more of a Photoshop, portfolio case study, because I can't see exactly what you have done here, right? And how you are using these, components that you've built here, because I don't see this color, neither this color anywhere so far in the screens, not even in these screens. So they feel a little disconnected. You may want to relook at that. So while this looks good as a cover photo maybe, but the rest of them, in a case study, you want to highlight, what your main goal was here, what the main purpose was. So that may help. UI UX designer from Bangalore. I see first two illustrations. So we're going to look at the first case study. This one is around Amazon Eats. I've not used any Amazon Eats, okay, right off the bat. Oh, it's just an exercise. It's no way associated with Amazon. Clear. How do I read that? That's going to be difficult to read. I have a pretty large screen. I'm finding it difficult to read. Maybe you want to lay it out in a different way or allow me to click through and read somewhere. Then we have articles. Okay, finally, pain points. Is on table reservation. When you're writing pain points, so you want to be careful about what kind of language you use. Okay, then you say objectives. So pain points and objectives are slightly different. Pain points is what you get from the research here, right? And then you translate them into you will rank them, etc., and then make them into achievable goals, right? So objectives will they are related for sure, but they are slightly different. So you want to be careful about the language. Okay, then we are talking about logo. You select location, filter. I'm guessing you tried a neuromorphic scheme here, but it's distracting me from the main, stuff. And to keep a realistic variety, you want to change, all of these images differently. That'll be helpful because that's how real life scenarios are. Here we have product card, a restaurant card, okay. A rating and offer as a CTA, okay. But what happens if I click a CTA? Is this CTA different than me clicking on the rest of the card? So a bunch of questions. So very interesting experimental idea here. If you drag this up, this comes about. Very interesting idea. Would love to see it in a prototype. So here again, talking about all of this, it could have been probably quicker with a video if you displayed. And once again, I'm questioning the reasoning of this sort of aesthetics. I get that you were experimenting something new, but novelty can wear off fast. The rating is interesting. How will the rating differ if they are different from each other? So you want to add that sort of variety. If you're adding this much detail, you want to work a little more on your screens and make sure they have realistic data. Another thing I'm looking at is the type setting looks a little bit off here. It's a little too jarring the way this type setting is done. You want to look at that. You usually don't need to add a lot of letter spacing here. So you can leave the tracking here alone. Wireframes, okay. I'm not sure. So the good thing here is that one different thing is typically most people will put wireframes and in one go and then go to visuals. One thing I like about this case study, they're side by side. But overall, this quite a detailed case study. I really appreciate the amount of effort you have put into this. I think overall, as an experiment, I'm not sure what main thing to look at. Another interesting thing you could have done there is instead of writing the title as restaurant page, right? What you could do is sort of go back to your goals and then again, map what you're doing sort of back to your goals. You may have done that in the copy, but it's hard for me to map it back, right? So you want to structure your case study in a way, once you have mentioned goals, then your full case study should be around the structure, those goals and those structures that you can do. So that's, I hope that's helpful. Dharmesh Nayak, if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. All right. Hey, that animation came and went away. Okay. Nice. I already like this. What I like about this is I have something to look at, the final result. And then I have, it's a personal project. He was a product designer in this platform. This is what he did. This is the timelines. And this is the overview problem statement. Let's look at that. Some bolds or maybe bullet points may help here. Research and validation. 20 people. Nice. You can highlight, for example, you could put this in bullet point, or you could just bolden this so I'm looking for the number. The moment I see you did data validation, I'm looking for how many people. 70% of people, so that's about 14 people. Pretty inconvenient. They found the queue system. Queue system where? In the dispensary. Okay, they have to they're waiting for consultation, folks. So they have an appointment, but even after the appointment, they have to wait for a long time. And queuing process is very painful. And the pain point identified are long waiting queues, non-availability of a particular doctor, non-availability of a particular medicine after the checkup. Roughly relatable. New points discovered. Very nice. I love this. I'm already liking this case study. That this was not considered before, but this got added on later on. Right, so doctor not available sometimes. Though I have had my medical checkup, but medicine store did not have the prescribed medicine. These are the new pain point discovered. The original pain point assumed was the original hypothesis was that there's a long waiting queue, but new problems were also discovered during the process. So then we come to feature set. Naturally, there's an appointment booking for sure, and after the appointment, there'll be appointment history, digital prescription, and the status of prescribed medicine in dispensary. Interesting. Then we have user flow, start, app tour, login, schedule. Beautiful. Dharmesh, I'm super proud of this. Is one of the rare times when a flowchart is done properly. All of these shapes in flowcharts have a particular meaning, folks. I've seen people go by just like, this looks like my style, but these are options. These are scenarios, right? So this can be yes, no, maybe, or both, or neither. So once you have an app tour, then you log in, then you have an appointment list, then you have a schedule. Are you scheduling, view queue and number and time, and end cancel appointment, or you can create a new one. Choose a doctor, time slot. Is this preferred time slot? Yes or no? If no, then you can choose a different doctor. So this is what happens. If I go here, I know the direction, then I choose a different doctor. I get a time slot. I keep doing this loop till I find the time slot that I want with the doctor that I'm okay with, and then my appointment slot is booked, which again can lead me to another state. So this is sketching and ideation. The login screen. You can usually you can skip adding login screens and etc. Just add it in the final thing. Just highlight your main points here. Again, if there were bolds here, I would have spent a little more time reading this. Okay, I tested the fidelity with 3 users. Love this case study. And these were the tasks that were booking an appointment, cancelling the appointment, checking if the unprocured medicine is there or not. And what were the outcomes? They were able to perform, but okay, they were having difficulties identifying current appointment cards. And how did you solve that? Okay, then you decided to go for the visuals. Beautiful. This is perfect. So when everything else is sorted, only the visual cue identification is left. Then Dharmesh went to visual iterations. This is really amazing. Like I really want to know. I'm already curious. Like, where did you learn to do this so well? This is very well done. Okay, then we have these cards. Then we have choosing a slot. If this was a video, then this would have been perfect. But this works for me as well. These highlight these screens. View prescription, okay, with dosage not in stock, perfect. App notifications can be around. Medicine in stock, appointment is postponed. Oh, nice. That is how that main thing is solved. And feature, then what happens next? Oh, the doctor's side of app. Beautiful. Okay, so because there are two app side, right? This is so far the app we looked at is the consumer app. Now we're going to look at the doctor side of the app, which is going to be on a desktop platform, most likely. All right, so I can see like a message board what my appointment schedule is. I'm interested to know how do I close one, or how do I say that in middle I'm a doctor. Like I'm already imagining like I'm a doctor and I'm in the middle of an appointment going on. How do I quickly notify that this is going to take a while, or does it automatically do that because I've not ended the you click complete appointment, okay, and I can add medicines. I can see previous appointment and previous prescription, patient details. I can cancel appointment, log out, or apply leave. Okay, so that question was not answered, but that's completely fine with me because the amount of details covered here are really, really detailed. It almost, I won't be surprised if this is an actual thing. Is this an actual thing, or no, it's a personal project? Like, this is so well done. This is so very well done, Dharmesh. Like, this is already like we are at the start of the stream, folks, and we have one of the really good case studies out here. And at this point, it's just natural that I'm going to check out, like, how did this happen? Bachelor's degree in industrial design. Of course, that is how you went structured. But most folks, even coming from college, would not know it to this detail. You for sure have been learning a lot on the side. I am interested to know if you are watching this, Dharmesh, please let us know. And we're going to take some questions right after this. So amazing case study. At this point, I would definitely be interested in having a conversation. And I have an announcement to make, a new experiment, folks. So stick around till the end of the stream if you are interested in that announcement. So the first one is Go Gyani says, if I don't have any design internship, can I create a case study from my own projects? Yes. The one we were just looking at, the amazing case study, was a personal project. You can definitely create a personal project. And you can get an internship. If you have a really strong case study like that, you can definitely apply for a job. Otherwise, you can definitely get an internship by doing your case study on your own. Shivani Desai says, hey, thank you for this live session. Lots of learning happening. I am Dharmesh is an absolute boss. This is just so inspiring, for sure. This is inspiring for me. I want to go back and do my case studies. This is so well done. Go to next one, Sukanya Basu. I'm a product designer at Hiver, previously at Deloitte and Parallel Labs. I've designed for, okay. I'm a product designer at Hiver, previously at Deloitte and Parallel Labs. I've designed for, okay. Cool, sorted. Hiver Analytics, okay, since you're working at Hiver, let's look at that one first. Like this is how this should be used. The team was Sukanya and another person. The person is credited. Really, these small details I appreciate in a person. Duration was 1 month. My role was product designer and the company was Hiver. Problem statement is build a way for admins and supervisors to stay on top of their key performance metrics, KPIs. The dashboard must be actionable to consume. All right. Then we have research going on, conducting user interviews. How many people did you conduct user interviews with? No actionable metrics, no way to customize. No actionable metrics, no way to customize. The pain points are same, so I'm not sure what is the value of having two different personas here. If you're talking about user roles, supervisor and admin, then those user roles are different from user personas. Okay, as a supervisor, exactly. So these, okay, no, they're same. As a supervisor or admin, I am aware of key changes that I need to make in the dashboard. I want to be able to create my own dashboard. I want to be able to see key information quickly. Always be aggregable, verifiable. What do you mean by that? Must be actionable, event-driven, independent of each other. All right, makes sense. That's an interesting principle-driven approach. Then we come to wireframing. I love the fact that whiteboard wireframe must have happened with team, and that is included. And we come to the solution. So these are the components. This design challenge was layout, foundation, and here this was overlaid on top of Gmail. That is very interesting. That is an interesting thing, folks. Can you see? This is a Gmail UI, and this dashboard actually goes inside the Gmail interface. What would have been interesting, and I'm going to scroll, folks, quickly to the top, that this was included in the problem statement, that you wanted this part of or if at some point this insight was discovered that you want to include this in the Gmail interface, then that would have been nice. And custom dashboards are created like this. Very nice. I'm going to watch this. We have a scorecard. Very neatly done. So this is how I customize my dashboard, add new KPIs. I will have a list of KPIs on the side. I can customize the layout by dragging and dropping. Amazingly done. So this was a bit longer one. This was a shorter one, which just needs to show this beautiful details, Sukanya. Really, really well done. How does dashboard connect to views and reports? I would have read this if I had a little more time. So this is the visual design of overall dashboard. How was the user testing done? I'm really interested in this. Okay, internal stakeholder we tested with, for example, full screen feature, etc. What could have gone better? I should have generated ideas quicker. I traded faster. What do you mean by that, Sukanya? I would love to know more. That question would lead to an interview for sure, because I'm already interested. I should have thought about functional aspects more deeply early on in the process. I should keep my sketch file organized. All of us could do better about organizing sketch file, honestly. I wouldn't hold that against you. Comment, folks, if your sketch file is unorganized. What did I do well? Dashboard was strongly connected to reports module. I understood the use case well before taking iterations. 100% agree. You have done a very good self-assessment. I wrote a short, well-structured case study out of it. Self-awareness points, brownie points, Sukanya. Beautifully done. That is the highlight of the entire thing, because it's true. It's a claim that I cannot deny. You really did write a short, well-structured case study. Love this case study. Today we are having such good fun, like amazing case study after amazing case study. Sukanya, since this is so good, I'm personally gonna check this out later on. But really well done. I wouldn't probably check out. I would just take a quick overview of your probably dribble or something that you have given me to take a look at your overall profile. But otherwise, I'm sold. And if I quickly take a look from here, let's say which year was this? 2017, and we look at this today, and this is 2020. Vast improvement in visual. So, I mean, what is there not to be sold about? At this point, I would probably go around and read some of your Medium posts, honestly speaking, because I'm already so interested. Well done, Sukanya. Really, really love this. Ankur says, for where should I start UX design, understanding principles, or start designing an app or Figma? For sure, start designing first once you're familiar with the tool. And I'm very soon going to put out a sort of a quick Instagram post around this. I already have one YouTube video you can check out. To summarize, what you do is you pick one problem statement that you can call 10 friends about. For example, we saw in Dharmesh's case, or in Sukanya's case, they were able to connect with people who are in the end are going to be the users. So pick a problem statement that you can solve and talk to 10 people about. Talking to the user is primary way you can actually start developing UX skills. Piyush says, how can we submit our portfolio? Piyush, you can DM me on Instagram. But again says, if I'm new to UX, I think with design apps and find out problems or work on my personal projects. Yes. If you're new to UX, like I said, pick a problem statement that you can, talk to 10 users that are not you about that problem statement and turn it into a personal project that's completely legit. That's completely something that you should do. I'm having so much fun. Then we have Daniel. Daniel has a GitHub profile. I'm going to check that out. A GitHub profile of a designer. Exams with quick notes and flashcards. Motive for this project was when you try to search for notes app in App Store or Play Store, there you find making for yourself, there's no problem. I'm not clear about what this does. Okay, let's explore. So I have some notes going on, underline important notes, and then flashcards. So creating flashcards out of notes is the main idea here. If you're not sure what flashcards are these play cards, right? and they are used in education material a lot, in a way teachers would take out certain cards and you can go through a lot of cards to build vocabulary or to understand certain kind of items. So if you've taken some notes, then flashcards may help you memorize something or go through some set items. Serendipity is the main item here. They may be going through something and you go through your own notes and suddenly find something that you did not see before. Here we have the typography and color. So this is definitely, you're taking a product designer approach to this, Denis. So Denis, I would highly suggest, before putting the visual aspects, you should put the rest of the items that we're about to look at. So we look at information architecture map. This is a list of screens, notes, flashcards. Okay, I'm not sure how to, it probably screens first and then we can look at this. Okay, now we finally have it. I sign up, I choose a subject. Then what do I do? Suddenly, like, I go to certain readings. Like, how are you connecting this? Where is this coming from? So I'm a little lost as to how to read this. Where is the reading material coming from? Am I adding it here? Or like, is this app providing me reading material? Is it syncing up with some other app? So that is where I'm slightly lost. Yep. So I think that you may want to clarify, Denis, and we're going to check out your GitHub. Oh, that's your website. Okay, there are other case studies that you're working on, so link me up once you're done there. Then we have a case study which is featured written by Aashish Methani on improving the metro ticket boarding experience, a UX design case study. So convenience is the main thing here. I wish this was in bullet points or some bold points was here. Okay. Variety of people use it. People hate waiting in queues. People using tokens make special efforts so they don't lose it. At times, the reason for long queues buying token was unavailability in currency. Then we have personas. How did you derive these personas? I'm interested in. Primary persona, secondary persona. Why is this primary and why is this secondary? These are the goals. Booking wise, something handier than a metro card. Hassle-free, okay, same thing. Something which goes live with geo-tracking for safety purposes and maps, okay. This is one by one plotting of how much effort and impact it'll take, but on what parameters? How did you rank these? Like, how are you doing this? I would be interested in what went behind this, if you're doing this ranking. Then we have discussion on NFC. Then finally, we have the solution. All right, let's look at that. There's something that happens with travel now or travel later, and then, okay, I'm not sure how to use this. This is where I'm coming from. My origin, my destination, done, selected date. I'm not sure if that works for metro, if people plan that much in advance that the exact specific timing they can get. So I don't know how you tackle that problem. That's eMetro wallet. I would also be questioning why this particular choice of colors and this aesthetic. Okay, finally we have an animated bit. We drag to begin. And then what happens? I'm not sure what happens there. So there's a lot of, so this is what happens that if you, since you're not, writing this yourself, Aashish, you'll have a lot of context that I will not have at this point. So there's a lot of context missing from here that I do not understand as to why you took a certain decision, what happens after next, what does this app really actually do? I guess it replaces in some ways the Metro card, but in how does that behave? I think some details around that would help a ton. Shriya specifically said that I want feedback on specifically on e-commerce as an e-commerce case study in organization of content. How do you organize content? Which is a lot of information architecture. What other research details should be added in this case study, and to how to add more weight to this case study, which means credibility. Why do some users face problem performing successful checkout? What motivates them to purchase? What causes frustration during checkout? Are you asking them too many details during checkout? Okay, these are common things. Project brief. I had worked on this project from research designing visual. The client was primarily facing the problem in low conversion on their e-commerce website, and they were selling stationery items in US and Canada. I'm not going to cover entire e-commerce experience of the user. I'll be addressing the issues faced by the user after. Makes sense. Good note. This was the checkout flow. You go to cart page, login page, and guest sign up, and then shipping page, payment page, and order review. High user drop-off rate where? Where exactly in this funnel was the high drop-off rate? You may wanna. Shipping to payment page. From this to this page was the highest drop-off. So you can highlight that there, right? You can highlight that in the diagram itself. There weren't any visual cues to address payment security. That usually has a lot of, that is a big reason for drop-off. Since I worked at InstaMojo and we used to build payment interfaces, that a small icon, anyone can add an icon, but that users really care about it. Heuristic analysis, comparative analysis, nice. Then connected multiple bolds here would help really. Okay, let's dive into redesign solution of the page. This was the existing cart page, and then there was an element of the section needed visual arrangement. Okay, makes sense. Of course, this I love this. This is very accurate point. This looks like the main CTA, which is save cart for later, no doubt, or it'll drop off. Save for later will be like that, beautiful. More emphasis on the main thing, a restructure of this kind of information architecture. I like this. This was annotated, really well done. This is how you can apply coupon codes, but this is coming under saving the cart for future. Okay, login and sign up page, checkout as a guest. Why this particular layout? I'm interested in. Why not stack them up? Okay, maybe this could move right here as a primary option and give another CT, and this could open in a pop-up. Login, exactly like how your login, there are two logins now, right? This is the old design. I missed the title. Exactly what I was expecting. Why make this primary? Why not make this primary? Maybe this was a client decision. Whoa, look at that old design. Look at that old design. That is so bad. How did you do shipping options is what I'm interested in. Oh, you made it into a drop down. Very nice. This is very Shopify inspired design. I like that. Okay. Security logos. Finally, we have this. This is so super important, folks. You can see there's no security badge here. I'm gonna freak out to like where you're gonna take me. Then I'll check certificates and everything. Those are security badges. Proceed to pay. Another, just a minor thing, just I know I'm nitpicking here. This is already really good case study, Shriya. But if I was nitpicking, enter shipping address is in running case. E is caps, S and A are lowercase. Proceed to pay, running case. However, order summary is camel case. Very minor nitpicking, I know, but these are the details after which take this design to the next level. This is the summary card, much easier to consume than this one, for sure. If I saw that visual side by side, that would be nice as well. Old progress bar, new progress bar, definitely low visual intensity, love that already. Not a primary button yet highlighted for more important, which is use different billing address. Yeah, that I completely agree. Heuristic evaluation on point. Both payment option provided. Makes sense. And if there were more than one payment option, how would you do that? That would be just added delight, but that's just me as a payment nerd just going on about it. Shipping methods turned into these options, drop down like we already spoke about that. How did we measure success? I'm already interested in this. The KPI was shopping cart abandonment. Yes. User drop out from checkout. Okay. And what was the result? What was the result, Shriya? You are in chat. I'm so curious about it. What was the result? No problem. Shriya is in chat. Kudos, Shriya. Loved this case study. Love how you. My favorite part is the annotation. Like, even if I don't read the rest of and you saw, I was skimming through the rest of the things. If I just go through your annotation, this case study makes complete sense. Everything that as a designer went through my head, you solved it right here. Brilliant case study, but I'm looking for the results. Like, it's just like, that would be our first question if we got on a call. So that's my question. If you have the results, if you can share it with us, it's not under NDA. Please let us know. I'm definitely, it would have improved. I can tell you all, like, I'm pretty sure, I'm damn sure this way more trustable, way more professional, lovely case study. So Shriya says, I did not work with that company when this went live and developed. That I know that problem happens a lot of times, but I'm pretty sure if this is live, definitely, I'm sure like they are benefiting from it. Specific questions that you answered: how to organize this content. You already organize this pretty well. Some headlines could relate to problem statement better. For example, instead of cart page, you're writing cart page and then you can highlight in hyphen what is the main point here. In your general, this thing, I already see bolds. So that is already on point. I don't see any in structure organization of this thing. I don't know how you could do better. And in terms of adding weight to this case study, just give me that result and this case study is gold. Saksham's portfolio that we're going to go through. It's medium, so we're going to, I'm guessing, no particular order. You may highlight the case studies that you can pin the case study that you want people to go through first. We're looking at cab booking app by Saksham Sinha. For a better customer, hey, I want to reach airport. How do I get a taxi? You can get a cab online. Okay, but I see a lot of complaining about these cab drivers, their rudeness, denial of service. Okay, then you're going to use design thinking to solve that process. Okay, interesting challenge. This is the survey I'm guessing you did. Some annotation would help. These are the common problems found: poor, bad attitude of drivers, denial of service, totally agree, overcharging, language problem, poor driving quality, hygiene, no punctuality, totally agree. These are the customer problems, these are driver problem. Are they mapped to each other? Let's check. Language problem, this is mapped. Yes, they are mapped to each other. All right, user needs insights. User persona. How did you derive this user persona? This is the main needs. We come to ideation. Poor, bad behavior. Why that happens? They make money to support family. Okay, this is asking questions. This is the keep asking why till you get to the core aspect of it. Oh wow, most of this is financial, right? Move to the city, immigrant. Might not be interested in keeping the car clean. Might be having a meal break. Then he uses how might we framework, how might we improve the rating system, how might we improve feedback, how might we improve this communication. Okay, then we look at this. This is a solution for rating. You can look at driver's profile, no serious complaints logs against aim. What is Santosh's aim? To able to humanize the person. Then there are some reviews. During the ride, what do you think you can add? Okay. On driver's phone, will be asked to give rating on driver's phone or not customer. I have concerns around that. I wouldn't be honest on the driver's phone. Complaint status is tracked. This is proof sheriff verified, action taken, and then you can close that there. So better comprehensive support system and communication system is the main goal, what developed here. A typical outcome from design thinking scenarios. Prototype. Okay, this is information architecture. Okay, wireframes. Where is the prototype? Okay, these are the final screens. Let's look at this. So how will we measure the success of this section? If you're hearing, how will we, how do we, were you able to like test this, verify this? Were you able to go to some of these folks and create some of these scenarios? I know testing this would be really, really hard. So overall, I think detailed case study, very well studied. Bunch of things you could improve is just annotate some of these things. I know you don't want to spoil the visual, but this part is doing the visual bit, and you can hear or you can add annotations which help me read this better, right? How do you, because these three dots look like they are escalation states. Okay, these are, but like, I'm not sure, like if that should, it looks like, when only one is filled, it looks like I can swipe it, and this is scrollable item. So minor UI feedback there, and yeah, I think how do we measure success or failure of this? Even if you can't measure it, but how would, if somebody implemented this, how would they go about measuring success or failure of this? Would be how you can improve this particular case study. Also help, like what is the main thing you're most proud of? Highlighting that in the entire case study would also help a lot. We have another case study from his favorite case study from Shakya, and then his rest of his portfolio as well. After this, we're going to take quick questions, folks. So if you have questions, you can post in the live chat. Project brief is I came along with my team, worked on creating system to help. That's your role. What is the thing? What is the main thing you're doing? Members and caretakers and okay. Help elderly citizens with their daily routines, bridge communication between them and their family members. Makes sense? Okay, so it's a band. So design a system to help elderly citizens. So how did you here you start with design a system, right? System could be anything. It could be an app plus band plus app plus other things. So why particularly a band? If the brief was to design a band for elderly folks, then mentioning that may help as well. So how was the research done? Comparative analysis. Don't reinvent the wheel, realign it. Makes sense, but what is the pain point? These are the main features discussed here. Canary Care doesn't have an app. They have a device. They don't have a camera. Grandpa have a camera. So this is comparative analysis. These are well obtained assumptions, but they were tech friendly. They didn't require assistance on a daily basis. Family members felt they wanted to be a part of their parents' life. Family members were also concerned about the health issue. The assumption that were proven wrong, right, were all elderly required assistance of technology, and that they needed a constant reminder system. There were total 15 interviews. That's very well highlighted right here. 2 were contextual, 8 were semi-structured. That would be an interesting conversation for this digital discussion. Here we can see how they did those group discussions with family members and other folks. Some sort of card sorting and mind mapping. All right, let's look at, I can't look at the detail there. Okay. So detailed study of issues, let's go towards solution now. So you start, all right, notify caretaker, yes and no. Is doctor nearby, select a doctor, etc, etc. Okay, exactly, this is what I was talking about, that this is how everything has a meaning. All of these shapes in a flowchart. So main thing is medicine reminders, then notified about poor health condition, and then home remedies and medicine suggestion happens. But how does home remedies and medicine suggestion lead to notify caretaker is what I'm not sure about from this. So this is an iPad based thing. I'm interested most likely in the direct visual design. Okay, so big bold type, that is nice. Notification is take this, exercise this. I don't know if this could be made nicer, maybe visual cues here. These are some messages. How will the scale up message was too long? Maybe we're gonna work on type scale a little bit. Like type scale seems a little bit, I understand why you wanna make it this big for, but then why is this what serial so small? Blood pressure is low, okay. Home remedies, view doctors. I want one main button, like if my blood pressure is low, send help, like, you know, like that sort of scenario would occur. So visual design wise, there's some inconsistency that we can see, right, that you want to make cover. So I can pick a family member, do these things for them. How do I access that screen? I'm not sure. Okay, this is the annotation. Voice button wasn't understandable to the user. Makes sense. So this is after testing. Once they tested it with the live users, like seen here, this is what their main key takeaways was. Task flow is not very intuitive, inconsistent text sizes, exactly what we spoke about. Home remedy screen was helpful, potential to be used by senior citizens. Okay, brilliant. So I think it can be shortened. There's a lot of details. I understand that you want to give a lot of detail as a documentation. What you can do is use footnotes to add all those details, right, in the end, and structure your case study so I can come to the main points faster. For example, the entire wireframing bit we saw, this entire wireframe bit could easily have been skipped for later on as detail, and this as well, and take add as footnotes, like where did this come from, because the main focus here, it took me so long to come to the main juice of the case study. However, kudos that it was interesting problem enough, and you had enough detail and enough going on, with legitimate reasons that this case study kept me interested. Was Kshitij Agrawal. I hope that was helpful. I've been saying Shakya. The Shakya was the app. This is Kshitij. Kshitij, another case study. If we look at, there's a bidding portal. Okay. Type in overall, you want to work on your UI. You want to work on your typography bit and use grids. Learn about grid system and start using grids. That will really enhance your design and visual design skills. The problem state, this is from Trisha. Hello Trisha, if you're here, say hi. Facing rejection from auto wallas. Highlight this. So what can you do? Rent cycles. Love this. As a designer, you don't need to make better apps and better auto apps. Cycle. Why not? Love this. A frequent commuter, 18 to 35 years old. The target audience didn't work out, okay? Most of them already have community cycles in college, what they were thinking. You could turn this into bullet points, very interesting points here. Introducing the reserve option. What was the main point? 85% of people said they would buy a pass if they like the experience. Pass for what? I haven't seen the word pass mentioned so far, but suddenly I see it mentioned. Did comparative analysis. Okay, wrapping up. Finally, what happens? I do to and fro, and then I book a ride and I end the ride. So what was the main? What was your like? There are a bunch of apps that do this. So what was the main takeaway here? Is what I'm not sure about. Was it that the fact that you were able to interview users, so that doesn't come across very well either, or was it just an exercise that you did just to build an app? So if that could be mentioned, that is nice as well. Otherwise, all in all, decent case study. Overall, I think you can work on the screen a little. Visual design wise, it looks a little off, and alignment and typesetting. For example, you want to standardize how you use type, the scale, and the spacing. Jobby Johnson, hello. Jobby Johnson says, what should be proper layout structure for case studies should look like? Covered that a bunch of times, but quickly covering that once again. You want to have a problem statement, you want to have validation, then you want to go to exploration, then you want to quickly go to main meat of the case study, the main design, the main heart and soul. Skip login screen, sign up screen, everyone has those, put them in the end, and then put all the footnotes. Gogyani says, should I include my learning phase works on Behance or just final case study? Keep including it, but highlight. So portfolio should be curated. You want to highlight case study, the kind of work you want to do more of. That is what you want to highlight in your portfolio, right? So pick one. So if your Behance is your historical track record, you put everything there, that's fine. Then make another website where you can link only 2-3 case studies that you want, 5 case studies that you want recruiter or your hiring manager to see or your client to see. And then you can let Behance be like a historical documentation. But if you're sending Behance link, then make sure the top 3 case studies are the kind of work that you want to see. They should be highlighted. One is a case study by Faizan, Hussain, Sheikh, and is on Faizan, Hussain, Sheikh, and this is on Cafe Coffee Day, complete redesign. About the app, how did the project start? I stumbled upon CCD app while researching different coffee things. The poor app's poor visual design. Okay, nice point to show the poor visual design. Maybe you can show all the screens, the main screens of the app, and you can display what you think was poor design. Personal goals. So it was a personal project. Redesign the app, learn to conduct user research, improve UI skills, improve. Perfect. These are the personal goals. Familiarize myself with material design guidelines. So I know that this is the reason you will use material design guidelines, because you just want to try them out for no other reasons. These are Play Store reviews. Again, very well used. Play Store reviews for user research. What were the main key takeaways? That would be nice. This was comparative analysis. Then personal experience, I interviewed 3 users via telephonic interviews, and these were the pain points. I hate Behance for not being able to zoom in. See offline message, sees too many options, wants can't redeem existing beans, told by staff you can't redeem for beverages or some other problems. Mostly CCD has problems around their ops. How did you, based on personal interviews and survey finding, I came with personas? Introverted, curious. I wonder, like, in 3 people, personas is difficult, but sure, you wanted to make UX process, fine. Stations were order getting cancelled due to unavailability, having to go to counter for specific needs. But I thought, so you're using app in the CCD, or you were home ordering? Oh, that's a strange app. I thought that would be an app about home delivery. These are wireframes. Let's skip. You want to go, you can put all of this later and put the main thing first. Sign in screen, everyone has sign in screen. You want to put non-important things later. Now we come to these problems. Nice. And then we come to the solution, 200 beans. My balance is there. Select cafe to order. So can you, like, maybe you can load the map here, like Ola and everyone else should just show me the thing nearby. Why not that approach? This is that thing where I can see the nearby cafes. Why shouldn't be the, if going to the nearest cafe is the main thing of the app, then this should be the default screen, in my opinion. Overall visual design, drastic improvement, like what I'm seeing. Look at this, folks. Drastic improvement in legibility. Type scale is still off. Like, this is too big for the screen, way too big for the screen. You want to adjust that. Egg wrap, interesting choice of like type setting for title, but overall definitely an improvement. This is checkout screen, much cleaner, way cleaner, looks professional. So far you were using red here, and then suddenly this changes to black. Interesting. Integrating QR, payment options, feedback screen, account page, etc. For these personal goals, Faizan, very well done. Did you redesign from start to finish? Yes. Did you conduct some user research? I'm guessing you spoke to those 3 people. Did you improve upon your UI skills? Definitely. I'm guessing like this is, I mean, definitely you improved their UI. Material design guidelines. I do see where you come from material design, where you try to implement it, but I wouldn't consider this to be strictly under material design, right? You could have shown how did you pick this up from material design. Oswald is a very interesting choice for UI typeface. I would use it sparingly. Kudos, I mean, for personal project, totally works. Cover for today. Let's come to questions and announcements. I cannot wait for this announcement, this one announcement. There is one question that was sent from Prasanna Kumar, who said redesign case study versus hypothetical case studies on hiring point of view, which should be important. If you have redesign case studies, real case studies always work better than hypothetical ones. But if they're good, either one could work, honestly speaking. How can we improve perceived value as a beginner? By going the extra mile, right? We saw tons of examples today of where folks have gone the extra mile to do minute things, minor improvements, really annotated the screen. We saw some brilliant, so that's how you stand out as a fresher, talking to a lot of people and mentioning the fact that the client did not require you to speak to X people, was not even paying for it, but you went ahead and did it for yourself anyway, right? So that sort of stuff can also help. I am slightly like bugged by the alignment here. I hope that looks slightly better. Okay, now time for announcement, folks. Announcement, last 1 minute announcements. We have done portfolio reviews. What is the next logical step in a designer's life once portfolio review is done? The next step, obviously, is getting on a call with the interviewer. So all the folks whose portfolio I reviewed earlier, and all the folks whose portfolio I reviewed today, you can DM me if you're interested. What we're going to do is get on a Zoom call we're going to schedule a Zoom call over coming week or coming days. And we're going to do a mock interview, right? Following up from your portfolio case study. I won't be able to take everyone. So only the folks we have reviewed so far, and DM me, and this will continue in the future as well. Out a link to fill up a Google form. And after that, I'll be able to shortlist certain folks, and then we'll record that, and we'll be recording the mock interviews. And after the mock interview, I'll be giving you feedback. So how that interview process will roughly look like is this: that we'll do an exploratory call. We will talk about your stuff, and then, probably we'll do a case study walkthrough, some quick question answer round. Probably we'll try to limit it to 15 minutes, whatever we can come in 15-20 minutes. Very basic exploratory call, quick question and answers, and try to give you feedback in person on communication and those kind of skills. Folks, if you're watching and you think this will be helpful for you, if you would be interested, please let me know in the chat as well. The reason this is limited to only the folks which we have picked up for design portfolio review is because I will have certain amount of context. If we just get on a call directly, then there's not as much context and benefit, right? So we'll record those Zoom calls. We'll record the calls that we do together, and I'll take clips from that and highlights from that and the feedback that you get, and put them up on YouTube. So other people can benefit from that as well. So if you're okay with them going online, then do let me know. Do hit me up on DM on Instagram, and here on live chat, let me know if you're interested in taking this up, if you would be interested in doing a mock interview. Zoom call will not be live. It will that will be freaky. Like, I wouldn't agree to that. We'll do the Zoom call. We'll record it on the fly, and then highlights and only the bits and pieces that are relevant to the to viewers, will take them up and put them up on YouTube. Shriya agrees. Debbie also says that they'd be interested. Dhruvesh says yes, this concept's always helpful for everyone. Trisha says very interested. Perfect, folks. Perfect. So hit me up on Instagram DM. I'm interested in mock interview session. Just write that message, and I'm gonna prepare the Google form tonight, and by tomorrow morning I'm gonna reply to your DMs with that. Do this, folks. Thank you for joining in. Next week I'll be doing Instagram live. I'm recording tons of videos. I did an industry roundtable with Astha, with Geeta, and with Karthi. Go check that out on my YouTube channel already. Beautiful conversation we had, tons of memes in there. A lot I learned, right, about leadership from them as well. So please check that out if you haven't already. Whoever got missed out today will pick up those portfolios first in the next video. Planning to do the next video either before the end of June or next month itself, depends on the timing, on Instagram. And thank you so much. Good night, take care, and have a good weekend, folks. Thank you so much.